Labeler's Desk welcomes you to our next session, Aviation and Elite Services. Today with us, we have our moderator, Mr. George Burgess, having 25 years of experience in management leadership, along with strategic business development and operational expertise. His specialization includes facilitating organization strategy, strategy implementing, organization growth, and of course, the people management. He's a passionate educationalist and looks forward to transforming the educational scenario for the betterment of the youth and the benefit of the youth. He focuses on a range of student self-management qualities, which include the self-discipline quality, the self-responsibility for the others, community participation, responsibility towards the community, and of course, overall, to build their confidence and self-esteem. Again, we talk about being Atmanirbhar, thereby strengthening the students' resilience. Mr. George Burgess, Director, CEO, GM Foundation, SJES College of Management and Studies, Bangalore City Group of Institution. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deepika. Thanks a lot.
I also have the panelists with me. I have from the industry professionals, I have Mr. Jijo Matthews, Manager Trainings and Projects from GMR Aviation and Academy. Good morning, Mr. Jijo, and you're welcome to the session.
Thanks a lot, Deepika. And
Institutional professional, Ms. Mehak Kalra, founder, Athena Training Academy. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Deepika.
Welcome. Youth professional, I have with me Mr. Sunit James, Assistant Base Manager, CRM Go Air. Welcome, Mr. James. I also have with me the youth student amongst us, which is John Srivastav, student, International Institute of Aerospace Engineering and Management. Mr. George, all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepika. Thanks for the wonderful introduction and humbled by the words. I think that was too much to hear. Shouldn't have made that big and elaborate introduction. Anyhow,
I actually ran short of words.
I once again welcome Ms. Kalra, Jijo, Sumit, and John. Subbu is there on behind the screen, I believe. Subbu is handling the technical part of it. Okay. Thanks, Deepika, once again. Okay, now moving forward, we don't have much time. We have just 45 minutes. That's correct, right? 45 minutes, right? Yeah, with us. Let's move forward at the earliest. Now, aviation is an industry that has been hit very badly. Let's accept the fact. I think we all, especially all four of you come from an industry which is you are directly involved. I am not directly involved, but at least on the other side of the page, I am there. So the industry is being hit very badly. How do we look at that? So what is that? As the first point, I want to hear from Sumit. Sumit, moving forward, what do we see on the industry side, and how do we move forward just on the industry side? In the next 5 minutes or 3 minutes, just let me give us a. Sumit, your voice.
You are on mute.
Unmute.
Yes, sorry, yes. So what I was saying is for a couple of months now, going forward 5-6 months ahead of us, we're going to see the same pattern, and the passengers load, as I said, is going to go down very drastically because again, like I said, everyone is scared to travel, and less travelers is equal to less businesses to the airlines and the industry. So every airline is on the verge of cost-cutting measures and laying off employees to sustain this pandemic situation. So way forward is things will get better eventually. But what I like to say is it'll take time. It'll take time for people to accept the fact and to travel with this kind of situation and the extra precautions that we take while traveling. So it's going to take a little while for the travelers to accept the fact and to travel with the PPE kits and the face shields on with them and all of that. Industry point of view, it's going to be difficult to survive until end of this year. However, with the cost-cutting measures, apt cost-cutting measures, and likewise network plannings, we don't operate to certain sectors where the loads are not picking up. It's been a couple of months that we have been operating. So we have a set standard of pattern that we are monitoring. So according to that, we have to set certain standards so that we do not operate loss-making sectors. And yes, like I said, if we imply certain skill sets and measures to curtail this situation, I'm sure 4-5 months down the line, things will pick up and we can come out of this situation.
Fine. I think that's a valid point there. I think before I come to Jijo, I think I'll go with, I'll ask Meng. Meng being on the, she's not only being just a co-founder of a training institution, she's a wonderful trainer, a people's trainer basically, more than anything else. So on your point, because see, Sumit was talking about the reality we are facing on the ground. But people need to move to that light in terms of jobs, in terms because people have to work on that side. What is your point in that sector in terms of in looking at the current situation? How do you move forward?
I think as Sunit already mentioned about it, we need to now get adapted to the new norm, which is going to be normal for the next few months or probably even next few years. Once the vaccine is come, we do not know how long this is going to take. There are a lot of news which keeps coming up, but at the end of the day, it boils down to how much time. None of us know about it. So getting adjusted to the new norms, we need to look at that the passengers have an access to the mask and sanitizers. These are the basic norms which will become a normal trend, which is going to happen in the airline industry. So training, even we now looking at the modalities of it, the students who are going to apply for the jobs in this segment, they need to get trained to how we normally have the training for the cabin crew or the ground staff. They need to now get the training which will be as per the new norm, which is going to be normal in terms of the use of the sanitizers, the use of the mask, or the social distancing, the importance of social distancing, because eventually the airlines will come up with a plan on how they're going to carry out in terms of all these norms. So the generation which is going to take up this jobs also, they need to get into the mode of getting trained to this new normals in terms of getting adapted to that this is the training, that this is the way they need to talk to the customers, this is what they need to enlighten the customers about, that they need to understand social distancing is important. So the first step is, I think, bringing about the change in the training in terms of the practical aspect of it, what is going to be normal, educating the ones who are coming in and also assuring them that taking the preventive measures will definitely not hold back their travel. They can still travel in terms of, if all these precautions are taken, they would be into the zero zone of contracting COVID until the vaccine comes in. So encouraging, telling them that yes, we are going to fly again, and also take up these as taking the safety measures. It's not that it's that risky that the airlines are not going to take care of the health and safety first. Definitely the airlines, IATA, everything is working towards the safety measures. So they need to encourage all these things, also need to get into the loyalty management. The customers who've been loyal to the airlines, probably give them the new programs of how they can actually take up the airlines again. So we're looking at that. And I think the first and the foremost thing is communication. The more the airlines communicate with the public as well as the students, it kind of builds up the confidence level and assuring that, yes, we are going to fly again. So I think the communication will play a major role here. So this is what my point of view is, that communicating the right things to the customer and to the students.
Why I didn't go to Jijo is because Jijo representing a large organization, they are employers to both ground staff as well as, they are owners of airport operations. I don't know. Shubhu, did we lose Jijo in the line? Deepika? I think Jijo has not been seen in the line, probably of technical reasons.
Network connectivity.
Network connectivity, everywhere there's an issue there.
Everywhere, yes.
Everywhere there's an issue. Yeah,
in fact, I think he's connecting back. He's connecting back. I think the network being the issue, so he's just dropped out.
Okay, in the meantime, John, let me work on with John on that. John, as a student, in fact, we had a 1-minute discussion yesterday. See, you had between Sumit, three of us, you had mentioned that you inclined to work on a startup on a defense sector. Okay. Why is that you were looking at the defense sector? Just to understand.
That is something where we need to be the most Atmanirbhar that I feel myself.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of things that are imported from outside.
Right.
And if we work on that technology by ourselves, we can cut off that import cost.
Okay.
And we can work on ourselves a lot of technologies and all. And since I'm from that aerospace background, I have the inclination towards those kind of things. So
right.
that's why.
Okay, fine. Because why I didn't want to go beyond that is because the largest employing sector in the aviation is the ground staffing. I think Sunit and Mank agree with me that the largest sector. So that's where the entire, the large chunk of people are being taken in. Now we are going to find a dip in that. We're going, I think, a huge retrenchment has already happened across all the airlines, all the airport operators across the board. So now it's a time that what skilling has to be done. How do you do a reskilling? What is the next opportunity that we need to find out? Because the earlier training, as Mang was already telling, the earlier training might not be only the requirement now for these guys. They need to be equipped a little more better. They might, but that might not be too complicated. It might be only a additional to whatever is being trained. So now, so that's the situation now. The current industry is not. We are obviously, as Sumit is saying, there is a silver lining. The people will fly again, but how? People are apprehensive. How do we fly with the new norms? What do we wear? What do we the sanitizing, the social distance, all those issues are there. So all put together, how would the industry take off? It's a big question that we all are still waiting to get an answer. Probably the vaccine might answer that question out. So that's again a question mark out there. Now, putting to the next level should be the opportunity that the youths have within the sector. See, the sector has a lot of opportunities, even though there is a dip in the scenario right now. The youths have an opportunity. So and that's why John, in one line, he told that he is interested to work within the defense sector of in the aviation or aerospace industry. But that's because of his inclination towards that technical line, or that's the first reason that he wants to go. But majority of the students within the scenario would like to be associated with the airport operations. So that's the bigger chunk. So now that's where we will like to see what changes need to have. John, from your viewpoint, what as a student, what would be your what do you call aspirations towards that?
Talking about the before aspirations, I would like to tell one thing that in this industry, aerospace industry, coming out of the college and getting employed,
right,
has a big gap, and that gap is about the experience, because the aviation industry demands a certain kind of experience, and coming out of the college, we don't have that. So that needs to be filled by someone or somebody that I think Mehak ma'am would be taking as a training institute. So if that gap could be filled out, that would be good. Another thing that I belong from aerospace background. However, people correlate aerospace with aeronautical. So aeronautical has more chances in these kind of fields when it comes to airport authority and if it comes to airport division and management.
Right.
But the aspiration is like most of the people who come out of the engineering demand an engineering task rather than ticketing, accounting, and these kind of things.
Right.
So that is something. And the bulk jobs that you're telling is for the freshers is of these kind of non-technical jobs. And when it comes to technical jobs, so they need a lot of experience. And what students demand is technical. So there is a gap that needs to be filled, as I think so from my perspective.
I think I would rather agree with John that the practical training for engineering is not available at all. Let's put it that way. Let's not keep it's 10%, 50%. It is not available. Let's keep it very clear on that. None of the colleges, aeronautical colleges, except the IITs. IIT is the only one who has practical training which is happening. The rest they do not have. John, my friend John has already completed it. I'm not going to discourage you, but the fact is that I think yesterday we had a discussion. The work with technical side of an aircraft is all about licensing.
Yes.
Everything is on licensing. So, I mean, in our layman language, we call it, even if you want to work on a brake of a or a clutch you want
Yes.
on an aircraft, you have to be licensed for that
License.
part. That is the issue there. So I think that's a policy change which need to be brought into the education system. Where
Right. I
yes,
think the recent policy, which now the education system has gotten, where you have choice of taking major credits and then you can also choose for some minor. So I think that will open the options for the students too, because this has just been recently put up with the educational system of India, where they are combining the UGC and combining the AICET. So with the norms which they have come up with, I think they should definitely bring about the international standards in the education system now. So
the
how we
new
look at the
education
education,
policy, the new education policy is the policy which has been globally accepted. Okay,
right, right,
majority of the civilized or the developed world follow the same or a similar pattern. It is
right,
not a new thing that we have devised out. We have already been across the globe. There is someone doing almost a similar
right. But
pattern.
at least now we are matching up with the
We are
global
matching up.
world that is.
Our
Yes,
only worry is, fortunately, we pray that it should be happening. But in reality, when it happens, we do not know how that implementation is going to happen, because our basic infrastructure doesn't. It has a mismatch. It has a mismatch with the basic infrastructure and the reality. That's why the mismatch can happen. But still, there could be some
it
good
may
things out
open
of the
some doors.
new policies. Out. No doubt about it. But coming back, see the practical training. If I see Jijo is here. If John wants to, Jijo, we were just, I think we missed you in between.
I'm sorry, there was a power cut and I was trying to reach out to Geeta and all, but I could not get through.
Same, yeah, it can happen to any one of us. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Except Sunit, because he's in the car. So, end of the day, what happens is, see, we were just discussing on what exactly is going through in terms of, John was telling the practical training which is not available for a technical education in the aerospace, and which is rightly said. How do we move forward? There is no scope technically to learn practical training anywhere. Jijo, will you organize a practical training for a technical person?
Right. Thank you.
A technical side, aerospace technical, pure play,
Okay.
not an operations.
Sure. I would like to share some views from my side. I am sorry I missed out in between hearing Miss Mehak, her views, so I could not take down that notes. John, I'll come to your question on the practical aspects. I would like to share some notes which probably would be relevant for the entire audience also. So IATA on 28th released a press release. It says the RPK. I'm quite sure everyone knows RPK, revenue passengers per kilometer, has been badly affected, and we may only reach the number of 2019 by 2024, right? But the same is not the case with cargo. Cargo is still better as compared to the passenger. So if you look at the aspects, if I have to join the dots, cargo is still doing, right? There is some certain things like the drone technology which has come into picture, and people are investing in that. To put on the lighter side, uh, looking at drone technology, I'm quite sure everyone is now interested in knowing how the things will evolve in the drone technology.
Jijo, your voice is breaking.
Now is it better? I think there is some network issue. Sorry for that. So I'm quite sure everyone is reading about drone technology, a car, a civil aviation regulation coming out. All those things have been followed. On the humorous side, drone was always there in India, but it was adopted by the Keralites first. 3 years back, for every marriage in Kerala, we used to have drone technology wherein everyone was capturing those good moments. The humor aside, what coming to your the question what John asked is, yes, practical aspect is missing. He may not get a hands-on experience on getting that thing, but does it take him back? There are certain things which are coming up, which includes augmented reality, and then VR, virtual augmented reality. Would that suffice that? yes and no. To some aspect, he may get an idea what is actually happening. Simulators. Before a pilot gets into the cockpit, he has to run through the simulator n number of hours before he actually gets into the cockpit and then runs the show. Similar things would be evolving in the technology. One thing which will be missing would be the personal touch and the bouncing of ideas between the trainer and the student. So coming back to your question and answering that, practical aspect definitely missing, but that should not pull us back in not knowing. Why can't we read more about that, get into technology and get adapted to that till the time we come back to the normal situation, or what best before the pre-COVID stage. One word which I have adapted myself in these 6 7 months is resilience. Don't stop yourself, continue. Continue to learn things, upskill yourself. That's the only way out. Your the moment you get into your the aviation side, any interviews and all, the questions will become more harder. If you sharpen your axe, if you start sharpening your axe every day, trust me, it will not be rusted. But the day you drop it, with the day you drop it, it will get rusted and then you will not be able to cut the wood. So the simple thing goes for any student, anyone who wants to pursue a career in aviation is that start reading various things. Cargo, MRO. MRO has still been put into practice. They're still doing there are n number of flights which are undergoing safety checks, C checks, E checks, whatever you call it. So these are things which are still there happening. So George sir, I think I've been able to convey my thoughts to John on the
Yes.
practical aspects.
In the meantime, I just thought of taking one question. Uh, how long would you think the industry will take to recover from the current loss and start hiring again? I am an engineering graduate aspiring to get a CPL and work with airlines. Do you think it's the right time to start the course now, or should I wait? Wonderful question. I think we have answered that to some extent in this. Recovery is a big question mark. Recovery can happen in the next, maybe in the next 9 to 12 months.
9 months, 12 months.
Yeah, minimum 9 to 12 months is what has been foreseen by all analysts in the world. But getting a CPL, if you ask me personally, I will hold it, because now hiring on pilots have been completely freezed across board. I think Go Air also might not have hiring anyone right now. None of the airlines is hiring. They're only retrenching right as of now. So getting into CPL won't be a right idea. But yes, with an engineering background, probably as Jijo was adding to it, skill yourself. So
Yes.
the next question to in fact, Jijo was coming out for a better future for the sector. Uh, Obviously, human resource is the controlling power of the sector. Okay, now keep that as your pivot point. But how do we work on it? How do you better the sector for the future?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, George sir, for this question. First of all, what is skill? It's some question which has been always asked here and there. What is a skill? Is a skill that is skill just that S skill, or is it something else, right? So skill, it's what basically says it encompasses your knowledge and the education which you carry throughout to solve questions. The keyword over here is you are becoming a problem solver. A skill is differentiated into various categories and depends upon the person to person. If a person is a fresher or a person who's going to make an entry into the, yes, any sector for that matter, he should have certain skills which includes leadership quality, problem solving skills, and adapting himself to the new technology. If a person is into the mid level like me or Mehak, we will probably try to get ourselves adopted to the various other vertical areas to
Right.
enlarge our scope of working. For example, let's say Meg wants to try to enlarge her area of learning and get into some XY. She will go and learn about that. She will invest into that learning and then she will put into the resources to enlarge that. Now, to the highest level, the senior level, what is skill they require? The basic skill a person who's a senior level requires is empathy. Empathy to understand his employee, to understand his customer. It is all said and done, you can lay off, but how can you sustain the people together to continue the process is where the senior management is more adapting or rather looking at. I can probably let go few people and then probably hold on to the company, but is that the right step? or an empathizing step towards my employees that yes, this time difficult, I will cut your salaries. Many of the airlines, including our company, has resorted to that we will be deducting salaries to hold ourselves together. Entire, as George sir in his opening remark mentioned, aviation plus education training has been worst hit. First thing on the table to get shelved is training. People will not be investing in training. They want to hold on to the cash reserves till the time it comes to the normal set, and then they will probably rethink on certain areas of reskilling their people. uh, to come back to what George sir asked, how should we probably do a research on how should we do skilling kind of a thing. What we should do is go back to the drawing room, segregate ourselves into people on hiring the freshers. What are the skill set you require while you hire a fresher? Then uh, motivate the mid segment of your people. Tell them these are the skills I want you to acquire during the 7 8 months. This will help us in my company growing to the next level. Leadership, they get into the structure wherein it becomes more lean and communicate to the employees and the other stakeholders that we will be doing this business, and these are the steps which we will take, either online training, offline training, or virtual training, whatever the thing to be. Going ahead to answer Joyce's question is that virtual training is the thing in, but how much will that be taken? Power cuts, etc., is happening. How will we be able to foresee that? We'll have to adapt to what Meg said, the normal new
New
norm.
norm.
So I think for a
Yeah.
better future of the sector, we need our youngsters to be skilled. That's the first
Absolutely
thing.
correct.
Okay. Now in that scenario, I think let me get back to Sunit to ask what are the new skills that we require.
Uh, uh, what
New
are the new
skills.
skills
New
if you
skills.
ask,
Yeah.
just to add on what Mr. Matthew just said, I think I'm thinking in a different aspect of this current situation when we are aware that it's going to take 9, 10, 12, whatever months for the industry to recover. I think this is the best time for the students to upskill or whatever they are pursuing or they are planning to do, because right now they will be free of any worries that when I will be recruited, or is this my last year, and I will be placed on so and so years. So this is the apt and the perfect time for the students to do a certain course that they wanted to do. In fact, for people like us also, I'm also upskilling myself. So this is the right time because we have less burden, less work, for pressure. So we can invest time and our interest to upskill ourselves. So, and what I think is the student should do is every specific sector needs a specific personality set. For example, I'm from the in-flight services team. So for in-flight services, there is a certain personality which is required. I'm not talking about in the sense of education-wise, but the personality that the cabin crew and the pilots. So there is a certain skill set which is required. So if there are certain groups or organizations which teach or which upskill your certain personal traits, so you can improve your personality during this time. Also, you can upskill your knowledge by pursuing some crash course or 6 months course or something like that, and you can do that. Yes, this is the best time to go forward and learn something new.
So
Wonderful thought, George sir. I will just steal 2 minutes
sure.
to
Please,
add
please,
to
please,
Sunit
please
said.
add it.
Just a few datas. I am a very data oriented person, so just to add some data, the annual status of the education report. Okay, this is a very interesting thing, and this is very much apt for our today's youth also. It says 50% of the students who are in class fifth, I repeat, 50% of the students of class fifth are only able to read the last class textbook properly. It is shocking. So you're promoting the student to the next level, but the person is not able to read the textbooks properly. I'll try to add few more points. 18% still cannot decode simple words. 13% cannot read words, can only read words, but not form sentences. And adding to what Sumit said, they need to polish. Start working on their communication skills, grooming skills. These are absolutely wonderful period
Yes.
when a youngster can actually start working on his or her areas which are weak he is. It's easy to clear your academics, but it is difficult to get through in interviews. So
Right.
Sumit, very aptly put, Sumit.
Good. Aptly said. Rightly said by Suman and Jijo. I think for the better future for the sector, we need to skill. And for what need to be skill is, I think we have enough and more time on in hand at this point of time. As Suman and Jijo was telling, yes, it is not your academic, just the academic side, but your personality. The personality doesn't mean the physics or your what do you call the bouquet. We need to make sure that the grooming completely is taken on a holistic manner, because
Right. George, I would
communication
just, yes, George,
is,
I would just like to add on to what Jijo and Sunit said. Apart from the personality development, it's very essential for the youth to get into the resilience, because this is something they're very restless. They just get restless and start panicking, and they don't know where they're heading to. So, you know, a lot of time which they get, they just while it off, and that resilience is very
but I
essential in
think
them.
at this stage they don't panic now. They're not least bothered.
Huh,
So
they've
that should
kind
be the
of
right
taken it
word.
for granted. It's like an
Taken for
extended
granted.
holiday, which is
Exactly,
been
because
granted to them.
Jijo faces youngsters from various parts. From our own
Right.
college, I think Mehang will be a victim of our students. Jijo is also a victim of our students. So I would not. So, I mean, I always feel sorry sometimes. These students will not be bothered about it. That's
Right. They
why
need a lot of motivation at this point.
motivate.
They
They
need
need
a
to be
lot of motivation.
pushed. Yeah.
Right.
See, one thing which we are all forgetting is that we were all youngsters. We also were youngsters, and we have come to a stage after struggling. So the youth of today is not struggling, and
Right.
this is very apt from Victor Fractal's book. If someone would have, if you get time, please read through that book. I'll suggest that to every youth. It's called A Man's Search for Meaning. It tells that you need to struggle to achieve your dream and vision. You have to struggle.
Right. Right.
You cannot experience happiness if you are not sad. You cannot experience the good things until unless you are going through that. So
So we're on
when
the flip side right now.
correct
Exactly.
The
when George
good times of aviation is now on the flip side of it.
correct
Said
George
that, what are the new career opportunities within the industry will be, I think again I have to come back to Sumit because Sumit is from the industry side. So what are the new career opportunities? Because see, for example, a student after his graduation with aviation or done some training, he comes out, he gets into an customer care, the first point as an executive there, or into what do you call cargo services. Moving forward, that see, customer care has come down because customers are not there. Cargo might be happening, but something else would be moving in the industry, which is actually holding the industry a little bit, if not in full form. To some extent, the industry is moving. What are the new career opportunities that a student can look forward?
Career opportunities wise, I would say yes, the staff numbers are coming down. However, having said that, uh, the AME, the engineers will be required. Till if we are flying the aircrafts, the engineers has to be there because they have to do the checks before the pilots can take over.
Right.
So engineering is there, one field is there, and you have the Airport Authority of India, the air traffic controllers. So
Right.
that is also a stream that people can pursue. For that, there is a certain exams that you need to clear.
Yes.
But
Correct.
all these areas, there are certain other areas also when cargo, like Mr. Matthew rightly said, it's picking up right now. Cargos are going
Yes.
full, like
Full
when we
fledged.
operate. When we operate a ferry flight, also on the passenger cabin, also it's full load of cargo that we take.
Okay.
So cargo industry is also picking up. So that is also one area where you can specialize yourself. There are certain screening tests you need to pass to qualify for a cargo screener. And yes, and cabin crew, as always, there has to be a minimum number of cabin crew who have to have in an airplane according to the minimum number of doors. So all these areas are always there. And then yes, of course, customer relations will also be there in the picture. Having said that, it will take some time for the airlines to come out of it and then increase the number of staff that we are currently running the operation with.
Thanks, Sumit. I think, John, I think in this, I'll want to add what Sumit told. Though in aerospace, I would not call avionics. Avionics is a separate wing altogether. Once you have completed engineering, there are areas which hire large numbers. Okay, in terms of aircraft engineering, we are not talking about aircraft manufacturing. We are talking about aircraft ground engineering, where you require hands-on people. You require hands-on guys. So that could be one area to start your career, rather than just keeping yourself in a shell place. Yes, I would like to work only on this on the defense sector where I can give expertise, but understand the sector properly. You need to be on the ground. You need to touch the soil of the airports, understand the tarmac, what is happening. Yeah, I mean, long back I had a friend who was into the tarmac laying organization. There's the what a specific tar roll is been that's not the usual tar that we have it is see on the roads. They have a specification to that. I mean, even that needs engineering guys. You need large number of guys on the ground. So I think you need to search into that side and get an employability requirement there, rather than just going to only a not only for you, for your entire batch. Fine, there should be there are areas where employability is still available. As Sumit was telling, again, ATC, that ATC is completely controlled by Airport Authority of India. You an being an engineering background, guys, you have an opportunity to get that cracking that examination, and they want an engineering background, guys. And advantage again, you are an aerospace engineering guys. Try and do that, and that becomes that ATC will never be on a private role. As of now, there is no talk by the government to make it private or any airspace in India. So it will be completely controlled by the Indian government. So that will become a government job for you there. So there is opportunity that side. So likewise, there are areas that you need to classify. Do not just be shelled out into this. Yes, I need to only work on a startup. Yes, it is good, no doubt about it. Gain some experience. Gain some experience. Understand these are the lacunas that I can work and I can contribute. There would be some areas that you will come out with. Jijo was telling about the stimulators. See, today stimulation is not much of it's a very costly proposition. Very costly proposition. I think Goer of the Indigo is putting up a big, rather intending to put up a big stimulator in the aerospace park in Bangalore. I think one of your company, I forgot who's that, Indigo. But I think now it's all installed out because the investment is runs into millions. There is no straight away returns back. It's only, as Jijo was telling, the first thing you cut down when there's a economic crisis is training. The first thing you cut down is training. The rest everything will work out. Because training, if you don't cut down, it's going to be so that's where the whole situation is. So please find out. You need to make sure that you open up your canvas into a larger space. Yes, that's where the job opportunities will be there. Coming on to Meng, I think in that scenario, education institutions and institutes should also redefine education in such a way that this gap is filled.
True.
Yes, policy has a problem. 100% policy has a problem. Jijo will not open up his airport and tell us that come and do a training here. He can't do it. I mean, he has to get prior permission from airport authority to do 150 norms to be cleared. He has BICAS on one side. He has the other regulatories on the other side. Airport operators doesn't operate autonomously. They are bound by 4 different pressures together. So they can't do it. So it's going to be a policy change, how best we can do. This sector policy, unfortunately or fortunately, doesn't lie with the education institution, the airport operators, nor the institutes. This predominantly lies with the government. So probably we should make up an impact report where I think we are going to have an impact report coming out, which will be shared with the right authority so that they could see the new education policy is there. We have our, the Rajiv Gandhi University for, I think Jijo is already a visiting faculty for the Rajiv Gandhi Institute, University in Rivalry. So certain universities can take up these courses and then we can formulate a new policy to that. I think that could be the right thing. The last thing I should want to ask is one thing. Is there, I mean, why I'm asking is because, is there opportunity for self-employment within the sector, aviation, rather than taking up a job? If you ask Sumit, again, I'm coming back to Sumit because Sumit is working there. Why not V4? Because Sumit is on the hotbed. So if I ask Sumit, will you go into a self-employment sooner or later?
In the same industry, you're asking?
Sorry?
Isn't the same industry in the aviation?
Naturally. We are sticking with the aviation.
Why not? Why not? Self can be ambitious enough to, start off their own company in the same industry. But having said that,
like what?
Yes, again,
like what?
Like a cargo company.
Service.
Like a cargo setup. A private cargo company, because right now that is the thing which is up and running, and airlines are making a huge amount of money out of the cargo, which is saving them for the future. So why not a cargo company, and then you have to do the logistic part, and then you can also compete among the other airlines, the private airlines which are doing the cargo businesses. And apart from that, I don't see much of opportunity. But again, I would like to add for John, because he's from the aeronautics and the aerospace industry. ATC, air traffic controllers, is the best apt alternative for him, to jump in and to have a idea about it. Because again, I would not limit myself to the stream that I am from. I would rather, go out and learn the other, areas and other field industry jobs, so that I have at least, some kind of a knowledge. And in future, if I'm trying to shift from this industry to another, so at least I have some bit of a knowledge of that industry as well. So it's very important that you don't stick to whatever industry or whatever course that you have done, or whatever your interest is. You can explore the other areas of your interest, and you can explore and go about it.
So I think adding to Sunit's statement and a couple of questions which came up, MRO and cargo operations are still in demand. What are the carriers one should look into it? See, the new norms, both cargo and MROs are doing relatively good. See, in both sides of employment and self-employment, both sides can be taken out. When I talk about self-employment, I think we should be a little more specific. Doing the same set of job, the same set of cargo business might not be required. Find out the niche area within cargo. Find out the niche area within cargo. I mean, if you ask me what is a niche area, for example, imagine a situation, a farmer, only you're dealing on life-saving drugs transportation. I'm just example. Or you're only transporting human blood cells. I mean, there are enough and more niche areas within cargo system, where if you can do that, rather than doing the bulk, yes, the other one will be volume based. This would be quantitative. So that could give you a better in terms of revenue stream. But we should find out what is it. I mean, recently I was reading an article about a particular enzyme being extracted out of the crab and being transported from Bangalore. Okay, it's happening in Bangalore only, not even anywhere outside the place that we know. So likewise, there are segments where the logistics the cargo business can be looked at. Don't go in for anything. If you do it a little different, a little out of the box. Now it's out of the box system. There's no point in talking about the same old go collect the cargo from, for which we don't need to have studied aeronautics and aviations. Anyone can have done that. So find out a way. So that's where the redefining of education needs to be done. That's how it's not that redefining education need to be done on the book and paper. Like what we do is how we redefine things. So I think coming back to our summing up the whole thing, first is getting into the skills,
George, sir, I just want to add certain points
Please.
for the people who are there, for the audience sake, especially for the youth. What we don't understand is the difference between job and career, especially for budding people like John. What is a job? Is job same as career? I have my thoughts. If I have to choose something for myself, I'll choose a career. A job is a subset of a career, right? Don't try to give it the same status as a career. A job is a subset of a career wherein you go have do certain number of work mechanically, physically, and then you come back home and spend some time with the family. If you are really passionate, then you're going to make a career. As George sir said, there are a lot of specialized areas in cargo which you can deep dive into. What we miss today is that deep diving passion. Go into that and learn more things. I'll give you one example, which has been there in the with one of the European countries. uh, 10% of your total GDP comes from tourism and travel. So when 10% is a big number when you compare to the GDP of the world. But then Europeans, many countries in Europe, they survive on tourism and all. So what happened is they invented something called the virtual augmented reality, wherein a person can tour all the cities in a particular country and feel it. So that was an innovation which came up. So youngsters like you should come up with innovative ideas which you can do something out of the box. If you have to do, let us say, which is the sector which is currently really doing well. Retail sector is still doing well, and Amazon is hiring 20,000 people they require to put themselves into issues wherein they can deliver results, right? Why can't you come up with some ideas wherein these companies advertise on the aircrafts, wherein the aviation also gets some revenue out of that? So bring out some out of box ideas, maybe certain goodies wherein the companies can start advertising, which is not was there earlier, which could be done now, and wherein the companies can make revenue. So once you start reading in, when you start diving into various thoughts, I'm very sure you'll get a lot of ideas, and these ideas can be converted into a career. And don't mistake that to be a job but a career. So George sir, that sums up my
John,
side.
John, I want to take from you hearing these in terms of first is uh, you have to be skilling yourself, find out a new opportunity. See, we are not in the old times. Let's be very clear. Let's not believe that everything will be the old thing. We are new, the new norms, the new times we call it. I don't want to again put the term pre-COVID, post-COVID. Again, you're talking negative, so don't do it. The new times, simple. It's a new time, so it's a new thing. It's a new opportunity. As a student, what is your take? What are you looking at? Now, you had an idea till yesterday. Now you have a broader idea, at least a thought, if not an idea, a thought today. Just share with us.
Since I was limiting myself to a particular field, as I have heard Sunit sir and Jiju sir, I would broaden my way and I would like to enter the field first, aviation anywhere. First, I enter that field, gain some experience, maybe technical, a little, maybe non-technical. At least I'll be familiar with the environment. And once I do that, when I feel myself, okay, I'm capable, and okay, now this is the time that I should go for my particular career apart from the job. So I would take a leap and I'll go for that. Good. That's what I have learned. Excellent. From today's session.
So that's what an youngster needs to be. First, an open mindedness is first thing to have. Open mind policy. Yesterday when I spoke, I think Sunit, myself, and John was speaking. So that's where I got a vibe that yes, he's only into the. That's why I asked him. See, any youngster today needs to be open. As Jijo was telling, retail. A question has come up. What is the best opportunity in the present scenario for an MBA aviation management fresher? It's the same airport operations. Okay, the same airport operations. As you told rightly, enter into it. Then you perform
George,
yourself.
I would like to add on to this. We should have a dedicated career counseling even for the engineering, aerospace, and those segments where the awareness about what opportunities are available in aviation is not given. We have career counseling for the professional courses and for the others. But dedicatedly to aviation, we lack that. We haven't seen students, we're not able to spread that awareness so that they can choose this as a career and different opportunities to be shared with them.
I think we should go a little more ahead and tell, I'm sorry to tell this, coming from the same industry of education, our educators, so-called inverted comma, doesn't impart the right message. That's a sad part. That's really a sad part, which I feel we have, many of us failed in that. Whenever we created a curriculum syllabus, I think, Mang was very much closely associated in creating the entire 6 semesters of course curriculum with, for a college. So no one takes pain for anything. So the right message need to be put to the student. Student is only given a rosy picture. We need to tell reality. This is what, and make sure that he is being driven to that focus line. He is not pushed to that focus line. He is driven to that focus line so that he takes a right. If you push anyone, you fall. Simple as that. But if you drive him to that line, he will be on the path. He would be on the path. And we as educators, we need to make sure we are guiders, guiding forces behind these students more than anything else. And there are, even though there is a slum down, there's a slum down now. We know that there's a downward trend. Everything is there, but still, tomorrow he is bright. Tomorrow he is bright, no doubt. Otherwise, Sumit is not going to sit in his car on the sideways of Yelanga and talk to us. He also knows there is a job waiting for him. But today he told rightly, today I don't have the pressures of job. What was happening 6 months back? 6 months back, he cannot stand on his foot. He had to be standing on his toes. Simple as that. That's how the industry was working. But today, so you have to utilize your time. That's your reskilling. So just to sum up what we have discussed down, first, how do we better for a betterment of the sector? Skill ourselves. What do we skill? We need to reskill not only the academic side, but a holistic growth of our entire personality. That's the skilling ourselves. Then new opportunities. There are new opportunities, yes, within the sector. Cargo is doing extremely well. If you're on a technical side, as I told you, do not be specific on working with engines. There is technical, with this not only engines of an aircraft, there are 150 things which happens on the ground. Get into it. Opportunities are there. And coming to the last, as I told you, redefining education. Yes, what is redefining education? Wherein which we redefine our outlook for the whole thing when we do something. It is not the book or the syllabus that we need to redefine. The last could be, as I told, Sunat, is it employability, self-employment? Yes, there is opportunity in both. You can be a good employer. You can be a good employee also. But to start with, I would not encourage, yes, it is good to be self-employed. Always start as an employee, then turn as an employer. Do not go ulta. Always start as an employee so that you understand what exactly happens on the other side of the shoe, or the shore, and then you become an employer. That become, and again, as I was mentioning, if you're talking about cargo or any industry, find out something niche the others can't do it. What anyone can do, then let's not do that. Find out one thing. Today, Sunit is in the CRM department. Tomorrow, he also might see. He has a broad smile when I asked him, "What do you call? Will you be self-employed?" I know. Anyone would feel that it's a good opportunity. Tomorrow, he can probably start up a company which supplies manpower on customer service there. But what is the value add he can do? He would not be just a manpower supply company that anyone can do. But the people who he hires, he trains them holistically, makes the apt person for the industry. That should be the value add he is going to give to his client. Then only they would appreciate his services for more value. That's a value add you give. So I think we had a wonderful session now. I think this is one more question I think I'll take up. A
George,
new age opportunity for...
George, sir, just to add to your thoughts, I would just come back to is that today each and everyone, whoever there is in the forum, we are all in a glass wall, and we have that fear that the moment that glass breaks, what will happen? I suggest to each and every youth today, break the shackles, break the glass. There is nothing which will not happen. What will happen is good for you. You have n number of subjects being covered during your graduation, post graduation, or for your engineering. Take one subject, deep dive into it, go and explore for companies. Is there projects available? Go and do for pro bono, free of cost basis. That certificate will be empowering you to get employment the moment this particular aviation sector revives. Trust me, this will be something of an initiative which you can do. And these are certain steps which you can follow, the baby steps you can follow. Reach out to people, go into other industries and learn from the other industry what is happening over there. If given a chance, I would like to work in retail industry. I can probably combine the two, aviation and retail. What will happen? I will fail, but that failure will be a learning lesson for me. And thereafter, I'll become.
Yes. Jijo, you could also connect with a very closely associated industries like tourism, travel,
Absolutely,
aviation,
absolutely.
and tourism. So
Absolutely.
tourism has opened up one particular segment of insurance is opened up like anything now. So
Correct.
it's opportunities are there. Maybe it's a small forum, but then yes, it is still available.
Correct. Why don't we do some projects on tourism wherein drone technology is used for someone like John who has invested a huge
I
amount
think
of
John would add to that, because I want John to take up a little more, add to the entire statements. John, as a student, what more you can do? What do you feel on that? What more you can do rather than just a job? Something more can happen.
Like as Jijo said, drone technology is emerging. So there are a lot of companies who are working on drones. So we can go out there, learn those things, come with innovative ideas, as someone was discussing about the innovative ideas in this field. As ma'am said, there is a closely related sector that is tourism. So we can think about that, not for a couple of months because the sector is completely demolished, but yet we can look in these related fields as well. So, these are the things that
John John, once again, I think you would be now capable of at least helping your friends to understand the sector more. I think Mayank has already mentioned that a career counseling for aerospace students.
Correct.
Yes.
As a new dimension to the whole thing. What you learn now can be put into practice, and what you heard now can be put into practice.
Correct. One thing which everyone needs to understand is that the credentials which you are holding, if you're an MBA, PG, whatever, no one can take it from you. Nobody can take it from you. That belongs to you. That are your credentials.
I think it's wonderful.
You can only add to that. You can only add more certifications to that. And the moment you go back to the industry and the number of certifications, the first question every employer will ask you, what did you do during this period? It will not be, tell me something about yourself. What did you do? That answer needs to be given in a very nice manner. You should not be saying, I watched Netflix, I watched Amazon, I saw Shakuntala Devi, etc., etc. The answer should be, I went and deep dived into cargo, which is not my industry. I studied that industry. I deep dived into how to handle irritated customers. That is not my industry. I went ahead and learned about airports, the new technology. And I have made an entire diary which will support my stand in me getting that particular opportunity, and it belongs to me. So you stand out. To make yourself stand out, you have to...
Jijo, we are running out of time, Jijo.
Thank you from my side.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Jijo. I think thank you, Jijo, John, Mayank, Sunit, Deepika, and Suam, who's back on the backside. So thank you very much. Wonderful interaction with everyone. I think John, see, end of the day, my point was very clear. All four of us speaking, if John has changed their viewpoint, I think we are successful. Simple as that. I think the whole youth looking at the chat forum is benefited out of that, because a change of viewpoint, that's where the whole thing is, nothing more than that. So let's try to do that. I think we will once again connect back after some time. Okay. Yes. Thank you once again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Wish you a good day.
Mr. George Verghese, John, Sunit, Mr. Matthews, and Ms. Mayank. Thank you for taking time, and it was really wonderful. I'm sure the youth is inspired, and they know that how important it is for them the the how to live their lives with this current situation. So thank you once again. Yes, Mr. Matthew.
Don't know about youth. Don't know about youth. Don't know about youth, but we are inspired. Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stay tuned for our next session on agriculture sciences, agriculture and allied sciences at 1:30 to 2:30. Our next session. Also for the registered users, industry awareness quiz mock-up session is up. So I look forward to all of you all taking the awareness quiz mock-up session now and joining us for our new session, the next session on agriculture and allied sciences. Thank you once again, panelists, and thank you, Mr. George Burgess, for making this session wonderful. Thank you, all of you. Have a good day.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Bye.